Hi. Hi, everybody. Um, Glad to be here with you. I am so excited. Every week, it just seems like um, time is just going faster and faster. I was in awe at the fact that the 4th of July is this coming weekend. And why did the time go, right? Where did June go? It just seems like it went so fast. And at the same time, it just feels like it's been like a really long time since the beginning of June. Sorry, my nose is already starting to itch, which is a new thing for me. Starting to like when I start to feel channeling. So that's interesting. So anyway, say hi if you're here. I'm just looking down at my phone so I can see if I see any comments, because Facebook is acting weird. It only puts certain comments there at a time. You're not able to read everybody. It just gives you 4 at a time. I don't know. It's all weird. Hi, Shyness. I'm sorry. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Shyness. So hi. Thank you for being here. So I apologize if I completely mutilated your name. I've always had that issue with my name, Valeria, and people still do it at times. So I came up with a really good way of letting people know how to pronounce my name. And I don't know where it came from, but like if you say, very close, okay, thank you. So my name is spelled like Valerie, but with an A at the end, but the pronunciation is Valeria. So you can just think of malaria and just change the M to a V, and that's how you pronounce my name. So yeah, it's a funny way of saying it. It doesn't bother me at all, in case you're wondering. But that's a way to explain to people how to pronounce it. And it's really funny because when I say it to people and then they go back and they're trying to read it and sound it out in their heads, and then they're going to say it, and I can actually see them saying the word malaria in their heads and then changing it. So yeah, it's really funny. Okay, so anyway, thank you for being here. I appreciate that you're here. I just channeled a message for you guys around 8:15. I came down to just really channel a message from my guides, which are the archangels, Archangel Michael and Raphael and Gabriel and Uriel, and let's see who else came up, because I do this with automatic writing. So I start bringing them down and writing them, and then as they're coming in, I just write their names down, and then that's how I know who's here, who's talking to me, and who's channeling. So Archangel Uriel and Azrael and Raphael came through, and the Arcturians who have been coming for the last couple of weeks now. Just giving me lots of new information and challenging messages, which is very different and new for me. And I was talking with Andrea. Some of you guys may know Andrea, but she was telling me that she also received messages and downloads from the Arcturians about the same exact time that I started. So I started about 2-3 weeks receiving this, and she was telling me also it was the same thing, that like last year at the end of the spring and beginning of the summer, this is when it came to her. And then I just had this like aha moment, like wow, like maybe there's something about this, about the time that they are choosing to come and communicate with us, right? So quite interesting stuff. So tonight's theme is what is holding you back. And what they really wanted me to tell you and to state is, this is the message, and it is, you are loved. And it's funny or interesting because most of the time when I do my automatic writing, they always start with that, you are loved. But specifically for you guys today, they wanted me to make sure that I said this, because they said humans forget this. It's so trivial. It's so easy to say it and to receive that love, but it is also very easily forgotten, because we are so much in our heads and we're so disconnected from our own selves that we really do need to hear those words. We need to hear them so that we remember that we truly are loved, right? So what they say is that you are loved, you are held, and you are supported in everything you do, in all of the decisions that you make. There is no wrongdoing here, there's only learning. So if you are going through a tough time in your life, it doesn't mean that you did anything wrong to get there or to attract that to yourself. It just means that there's learning there, and so that's part of your lesson. That's part of your life lesson. Oh, sorry, the phone just dropped on me. That you are, going through. And I believe I spoke about this a couple of weeks ago. It might have been even last time, about asking your angels or your guides, your higher self, God, whomever it is that you're working with, right? Ask them that you now understand how this works, and so you would like to continue learning your lessons but without the suffering. So if you're having a hard time in this three-dimensional life right now, and you're like, things are not going the right way, or you're feeling like this is just too much, or you're feeling like things are difficult, right? Life is difficult, right? You have all of these things that happen and you're not able to see the light, so to speak, like at the end of the tunnel. Ask your guides, ask the angels, ask God, your higher self, whomever it is that you work with. Ask them that, okay, now I would like to continue my lessons and learning how in this experience, in this three-dimensional experience, but I would like to do it without the suffering. And just by asking, then you are changing the contracts that you created when you decided that you were going to come into the human form, into this earth, to learn the lessons that you are learning, right? So that's something that you can easily do and change. And I believe I talked more about this on my last video. Okay, so they're also saying to believe in yourself, right? So what is holding you back from actually believing in yourself? That's what they really wanted to get down to, because most of the time, okay. You say I did exactly that. Now I'm just reading your message, so I'm not sure what that message meant when you say I did just that. Okay, reading it just popped up, so it's kind of like after the fact, and it's like 4 minutes ago, so I don't know what it means. What you're referring to. Okay, so what is holding you back from getting what you want or from doing what you want, right? And most of the time, it's your ego, because your ego is the one that's keeping you safe, right? Into like, don't do that because you might fail, right? So when you try something new and you fail, you get hurt, right? My son was running around the backyard yesterday, and he was running really fast, and he tripped and fell, and he had like bruises all over. Just scrapes, kid stuff, but still he was like hurting, right? So he had no fear. He was fearless. He was just running and doing what he wanted to do, feeling, right, that joy of playing. And then he made a mistake, he tripped, he fell, and it hurt, right? So it's the same thing in our life, right? We do things, we decide to do things, and sometimes the things that we decide are difficult, and they bring us pain, either physical pain, emotional pain, right? Something. And so because we have those experiences in our life already, our ego collects them, right? And starts to collect them and saving them. So when we want to do something else that's scary or that's out of the box or something new, then the ego reminds us of those times that we ended up being hurt, to keep us safe from continuing to hurt ourselves, right? So that's the job of the ego. It keeps us safe. But at the same time, if you're only listening to the ego, then you're not doing anything new, you're not growing, you're not exploring, and you're probably not following your instincts or what your soul is telling you, giving you those little messages of like, okay, this is what you really should be doing, this is what you really want to do, so follow that path. So you start to only listen to the ego, and then not listen to your inner self, and that's where the disconnect begins, right? So what they were saying is to just trust in yourself. I'm just going to open up this my writing again. What's holding you back from believing in yourself? So these are the things that they're saying for you to do to be able to get that, right? So they're saying, number one, seek support, right? So support comes like in the form of like your best friend, perhaps, right? Or maybe it's somebody who understands you. A lot of people here are healers, so not your best friend who doesn't believe in this, but your best friend from the healer group, right? That you can talk about this type of stuff, right? So seek support or find a group or a place that gets you closer to your goal, to what you want, so that you can have that sense of communion. And also they're saying to seek clarity within. So this is something that you do on your own, right? So how do you seek clarity from within? You seek quietness and like through meditation and to just being in the moment. That's how you get the clarity on your own. So you can do, like for me, I do a lot of automatic writing because I find it extremely helpful and clear. So this is why I started my automatic writing workshop that I do every month, and we meet twice a month, because I find it so helpful to me that I just wanted everybody to like try it and see what you can do in it. So that's one way. Meditation's another. Writing, right? So they said just pick up a pen and start writing. As silly as that may seem to you, if you've never done automatic writing, or if you've never journaled, or if you haven't had the time to do that, they are saying to do that now, that this is important for you to grab that and just write, so that you can kind of reflect back, and it's also a form of meditation, right? But the most important thing is just to be in the present moment. So when you're doing meditation, or if you're doing breath work, at least Vasim does a lot of breath work with this. She talks about being in the moment, right? When you're taking that breath in and the breath out, you cannot be anywhere else except in the present. So that is being in the moment. So doing breath work or doing a meditation when you are working with your breath in whatever way that you use it, that puts you in the moment. And that's what brings you clarity and connection to your divine self, to your guides, to anyone that you really want to receive messages from, right? You can draw if you're an artist, you can doodle, right? Doodling, it just feels like, you're moving something and you're kind of like getting lost in that. That's part of your meditation, right? So remember that you are all divine beings and that you all have your own journey. And just seek quietness so that you're able to listen to your inner self. And then this is like really, really important as well. What they say, hi Tao, nice to see you. Oh my goodness, I haven't seen you in so long. So thank you for being here. Okay, so the next thing that I wanted to say was, remember that you're a divine being and that you have your own journey. And this is the important part, that no one else can really tell you what to do. No one else can tell you which road to take or how to do it, because the real true path of what to do is inside of you, right? It's inside of you. No one else can be you. No one else can get inside of you and get that answer out of what is best for you. Now, when we are seeking support and we're seeking help and we're asking people, first of all, if you're asking like everybody who really doesn't believe in what you want, then you're asking the wrong people. Now, if you're asking people who are supporting you, if you're like in a container or in a group, or if you have your friend who believes in you and who believes in the same type of stuff that you do, if you're asking that person, then you're really asking for confirmation, because the real answer is still within you, right? So even that person can tell you, maybe you should go and take road A instead of road B. And if you know inside your heart that road A is the one that you should take, then when that person says it, it will resonate with you and you'll be like, yes, thank you, that feels really good. However, if that person suggests, let's say, you should take road B, but you really knew inside of you that you wanted to take road A, then you're going to feel confused. Or you're going to feel like you still need to ask somebody else, or you still need to take out your cards and ask the cards, or get that reading from that person who's doing live readings, you're still going to feel that need to ask again, seek somewhere else for an answer, and just to get the confirmation that you want, right? So that's what you're going to be looking for, and that's how you know. That's how you know that that's the wrong answer, right? So if you're still looking for answers, if you're still asking, if you're still feeling unsure when you're seeking the answer, it's because it's the wrong one, right? You know inside of you what the answer is of what you want to do. So what is stopping you from moving forward? It's basically you. You are stopping yourself by asking yourself over and over, questioning yourself that the answers that you are receiving may or not be the ones that are the true answers, right? So when I am channeling, when I'm receiving messages from my guides, from the angels, or whomever is deciding to join me, I usually hear it and I speak it and it resonates, right? And it's a knowing. And then sometimes I go to ask somebody and I start speaking, asking the question, and as I am speaking the question, I'm receiving the answer. So then when that person answers, it's like I already knew, like I didn't have to ask, right? So that's the key. The key is to just like listen to your intuition so that you can be guided by you, right? The inner you, that's where all of your answers are within you. And when you are receiving those answers, then trust them, right? So that's a huge part, because a lot of us don't know what to trust, what is real, what isn't. Is it just my mind, or is it my ego talking? And here's another one. I'm glad that this came into my awareness right now. The ego will always kind of put you down, or like say you should have done this, you could do this. It's different, right? Then you should do this. So try to see the difference between the shoulds and the coulds, and the ones that the thoughts that come into your head that make you feel like you did something wrong, or make you feel like you're being reprimanded, right? Those are the thoughts and messages from the ego who's communicating still with you and trying to keep you small and keep you safe from you hurting yourself and from doing what you want. But the messages from spirit, the messages from your higher self, the messages from your guides, your angels, those messages are always coming from a place of love, very high frequency, that it will never make you feel bad. So this is why they mostly always start with you are loved, right? Dear child, you are loved. Oh, we love you. You're loved, right? So that message always comes first. Then you know you are connected with your higher self, with the spirit, and with a high frequency of love, as opposed to the ones that saying you should do this, right? If you're hearing you should, then that's not the divine message. That is still your ego talking to you. Okay? If anyone here is feeling drawn to join automatic writing, the month of July, we are meeting this Saturday, which I believe is July 3rd, and then the 24th. So we meet twice a month. So it's going to be this Saturday at 10:30 Eastern Time. If anybody wants to join, it is really a communion place. We get to do writing together, and we are currently giving messages to each other. We are receiving messages for the people in the group, and we are getting to share those messages, and that's how we grow, because it's like we're getting this confirmation from each one. So it's really a sacred place for me. I really love it. I love the connections that I have created in there. I intended this to be for like 30 minutes, and we usually go like an hour and 15, an hour and a half, because it's that type of really sacred group where you get to really talk about your experience and what you're bringing to the table and what you are receiving, and then getting feedback on that. So that is really invaluable when it comes to your own growth, and when you're learning how to do this, it becomes something that you really want to grab onto, and it really helps you understand. And the messages that we are receiving in that group, when we're doing it together, we were also guided to start bringing each other into the circle whenever we do our own automatic writing on our own, like not doing the group, because we're bringing the energy of each other, and that actually also helps us receive more clearer messages, and just have more of a direct line. So it's just something that it's like speaking to you. I encourage you to try it. It's one price for either 1 or 2 meetings. You can do either 1 or 2 if I'm trying to say for the same price. And it's just really a good place. So that's one of the things that you can do to seek communion and to seek that help, right? That if you don't have that, or if you see yourself that you're finding that you're asking everyone around you for an answer, I don't know what to do, so you tell me what to do. You tell me, what's your opinion? What should I do? What should I do? And you keep asking. So what I really want you to do is to ask yourself, right? To look within you. Your answers are inside of you, inside your heart. They are there for you, and all you have to do is tune in. I know some of you are saying easier said than done, but that's why I'm giving you some tools, right, of how to do it. You can meditate, you can write, you can do these things on your own, right? But if you do feel that you want some more support and you want to have somebody else kind of like give you that pat on the back, or that that kind of like confirmation of like, yes, that is the answer, or that is the message that you're receiving, that's the part that we all as humans are always doubting each other. And at least for me, that has been like a huge help in my own discovery, my own growth, is having someone there to give that support, and to explain to me, or to give me that confirmation that yes, that is the correct thing, or that I'm on the right path, or something like that. So yeah, that is what I wanted to tell you about. Also, if there's anything else that you have, any questions that come up, even if they're not now, if you're seeing this in the replay, or you have any questions that pop out later, just type them in and see if I can answer that, as to like how to move forward on what's stopping you, right? A lot of times it's fear. I know for me, in this path, fear was a huge thing. The fear of being laughed at, right? Of like, people, what are they going to think? So that's the fear of the external. Do I see myself as me from within, or do I see myself as a reflection or refraction of what other people are looking at me, right? When you see all these heads of different people, whatever they are, right? Family, friends, co-workers, strangers, whomever, like, acquaintances, all of these people, how do they see you, right? Are you seeing yourself from their eyes? In which case, fear is going to be huge, because you don't want to be laughed at, you don't want to disappoint, you don't want to be seen as crazy, right? Like all of these things that we put, all this pressure that we put on ourselves, that we care, right? Like, let's say you're sick, right? And you need to go out and take the kids somewhere, and you just don't feel like doing your hair or putting on clothes. You just want to go in your PJs, right? Do it, right? That's what you need at that moment, and that's you. But we don't do it because we're afraid of what people are going to say, right? How are they going to look at you? How are they going to think of you because of your actions, right? So when we are looking within ourselves and doing what's best for us, within us, from our heart, that's when we start to align better, and then that's when the doors start to open. So what's stopping you again from doing what you want? What's stopping you? It's, if that's the fear that's coming across, which I think it has to be something that is resonating here in this group, because it is like the third time that it's come in for me to touch on that, and it didn't come in earlier, so it's definitely something that's coming in now. Yeah, seek the support, and it's not something that you have to do from one day to the next, right? You don't have to go all in right now. Just take that first step on being secure and true to yourself of what your heart wants. What do you want? What do you need? And then how do I do that? How do I get that? So I ask when I'm feeling lost, when I'm feeling like I don't know what to do next. What is the next thing? I don't know how to, right? The how to is the difficult part. That's not the part that we need to worry about. The part that we need to look at is what do we want, right? So what do we want, and then think of that, see the end result of where you want to go, and then ask your guides. And your guides, the universe, they are the ones who are going to start bringing you the answers, the path, the way to move forward. They're going to bring you those. So don't get stuck in the how do I do this, because the how is not your important part. The important part is what you want inside, and then just put it out there asking your guides. And again, you can do this with automatic writing or meditation, just going in within, right? Or just writing in a journal. If you're not sure what automatic writing is, or don't feel like doing that because it feels or sounds weird to you, then just do writing, right? Like a journal stuff. So I know that's something that may sound a little bit easier. All right, so if there's anybody else who has anything, questions or anything, just put them in. And again, if you see this later on the replay and you have any comments or questions, please write them down. If you're watching this later, just give me a hashtag replay so that I know that you're watching it. I would love to see who's getting the information, and let me know if it's helping you, if it's resonating with you, or if you have any comments about that, right? That perhaps other people might be able to learn from you. All right, guys, I will see you soon. I love you. I can't believe it's Wednesday, right? I just set this up yesterday and thinking it was Tuesday, and it's actually Wednesday. It's like a whole other day. There we go. All right, I will see you next time. Bye.